So it's hard for us to put ourselves in the position of people in the 18th century, say 1740 to 1760. How did these people experience science? Because it was experienced very differently than we experience it today. And so that's the point of this short philosophy video, and that is to try to wrap your brain around how difficult it is for you to know what they experienced. And so a lot of the things that we accept and believe and read come from those people. And this was a small time period, granted, but this was a pivotal point in the history of culture and society and thinking. So 1740 to 1760 is coming on the heels of Baconian and Newtonian new science from the 17th century. So in the 18th century, in the 1700s, people were celebrating this for a very specific reason. And a lot of this that we miss was that they were looking back at the destruction of civilization for centuries because of religion and blind adherence to what might be called eternal truths. So those eternal truths were the bad guy, and science was the alternative to what ends up being a faith-based, even vulgar common sense interpretation of innate ideas, absolute truth and certainty, um, how we approach um, a kind of idolatry of absolute knowledge or absolute certainty in general. And so in the 1700s, what you have is this huge movement of people influenced by new science. And there was a backlash starting in and around 1760, and that's another video. But this first premise that makes it unique, and it is one of the things we have a hard time understanding, is why it relates to this. It relates to why science is what it is today. And it is what it is today because of this confidence and enthusiasm about those new ideas in the mid 18th century. And they were, in fact, saying there is now an alternative to believing in things absolutely, in accepting in things that are eternal and unchangeable. And all of that naturalism that led to a kind of philosophy that might be called presuppositionalism. I know so many big words and I don't even understand big words. All I know is I need to get another haircut. But the point of this video, because I've got to end it, is that we need to put ourselves in their place. We need to step back to the 18th century and say, what were they thinking when they wrote these things about radical skepticism and empiricism and changing that presuppositional religious thinking into an empirical process, resulting in people like Wittgenstein? Thanks for coming.